What is up everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you thought your neighbor's chihuahua was a little weird, you have no idea what's coming. Fast montage. Capybara in a pool, fennec fox yawning, axolotl swimming, sugar glider gliding, serval cat leaping, hedgehog curling up, pet skunk being held, tarantula crawling on a hand. These pets are 100% legal? Today we are diving deep into the world of the most unbelievable, the most insane, the most shocking pets that people actually keep in their homes. I'm talking about animals you'd normally only see in a zoo, a nature documentary, or maybe even your wildest dreams. We're going to count down the top 8 weirdest pets you won't believe are legal to own. Get ready because some of these are going to blow your mind. Giant rodents that chill with alligators, foxes that look like they came from a different planet, and even cats that look like miniature leopards. It sounds completely crazy, right? But I promise you, every single animal on this list is 100% real. And people have them as companions. You might be sitting there thinking, there's no way that's legal, but you'd be surprised. The craziest part is that in certain states or countries with the right permits and licenses, you could legally own one of these incredible creatures. So before you run out to buy a pet tiger, which is definitely not on this list, stick around to see what's actually possible. We're about to explore the absolute limits of pet ownership, and trust me, you are not going to want to miss a single second of this. Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 8, we have the undisputed king of chill, the capybara. Look at this absolute unit. It's literally the world's largest rodent, basically a guinea pig that's been exposed to gamma rays and decided to become everyone's best friend. These guys can weigh up to 150 pounds, which is more than some of you watching. What makes them so weird as a pet isn't just their size, it's their personality. Capybaras are famous on the internet for being incredibly sociable and getting along with literally every other animal. Monkeys, cats, dogs, ducks, crocodiles, they're like the ultimate social influencers of the animal kingdom. They just pull up and vibe. Having one is like having a living, breathing, four-legged Zen master in your backyard. But you can't just have one. These guys are super social and get depressed if they're alone, so you need at least 2. That's double the giant guinea pigs. Plus they're semi-aquatic, so they need a swimming pool or a large pond to be happy. You basically have to landscape your entire backyard just for them. It's a huge commitment, way more than just cleaning a litter box. It's like installing a water park for a giant rodent. So where can you actually own one of these magnificent creatures? In the United States it varies by state. Texas, Pennsylvania. It's as simple as finding a reputable breeder and buying one. Can you imagine your neighbor's reaction when they see you walking a 150-pound capybara on a leash? California, New York, the laws are all over the place, so you have to do some serious research before even thinking about bringing one home. You don't want animal control showing up at your door to confiscate your giant friendly potato. That would be the saddest day ever. The cost is another massive factor. A single capybara can cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. And remember, you need at least 2. Then you have to factor in the cost of building their special habitat, their food, and vet bills. Finding a vet who specializes in giant South American rodents is probably a challenge in itself. It's a rich person's pet for sure. So while the idea of having a capybara to chill with in your pool sounds like the best thing ever, it's a massive undertaking. It's a huge responsibility that requires a lot of space, a lot of money, and a very specific environment. But for the people who can provide all that, they get to live with one of the most unique and friendly animals on the entire planet. What a legend. Coming in at number 6, an animal that defies biology, looks like a real-life water dragon. Meet the axolotl. This little creature is one of the weirdest and most fascinating animals you can legally own. They're a type of salamander, but unlike other salamanders, they never go through metamorphosis. They stay in their larval stage their entire lives, a phenomenon called neoteny. It's like a tadpole that decided never to become a frog and stayed a cool water baby forever. Just look at them. Feathery external gills branching from their heads. They always look like they're smiling with that upturned mouth. They come in all sorts of crazy colors: pink, white, gold, black, spotted Dalmatian patterns. They are living, swimming works of art. What makes them so strange as a pet is their incredible ability to regenerate. I'm not just talking about growing back a tail. An axolotl can regenerate entire limbs, parts of its spinal cord, and even portions of its brain without any scarring. Scientists are studying them like crazy to figure out how they do it. Owning an axolotl is like having a tiny, smiling superhero in a tank in your living room. Their care is very specific though. They are fully aquatic, so they need a well-maintained aquarium. But here's the catch. They need cold water, ideally between 60 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. For most people, this means you might need to buy an expensive aquarium chiller. They also don't have eyelids and are sensitive to bright light, so you have to be careful with aquarium lighting. For our fifth weirdest legal pet, we're taking to the skies, sort of. This is the sugar glider. These tiny marsupials are native to Australia and Indonesia. Honestly, they are just ridiculously cute. They get their name from their love of sweet foods and their patagium, which is a gliding membrane that stretches from their wrists to their ankles. It basically turns them into a furry little wingsuit. When a sugar glider leaps from a high place, it extends its limbs and glides through the air for distances of up to 150 feet. Imagine having a pet that can just launch itself off your shoulder and glide across the living room to land on the curtains. It's like having your own personal, pocket-sized superhero. They are incredibly active and playful, especially at night since they're nocturnal. Owning a sugar glider is a massive commitment because they are intensely social animals. In the wild, they live in large colonies and they really crave companionship. You absolutely cannot keep just one. A lone sugar glider will become depressed, stop eating, and can even die from loneliness. So, you have to be prepared to own at least a pair, if not a small group of them. This means more space, more food, and more complex social dynamics to manage. Their housing needs are also very specific. They need a huge tall cage with plenty of branches, ropes, and toys to climb and jump on. Since they're nocturnal, they'll be making a racket all night long, so keeping them in your bedroom is probably a bad idea, unless you're a very deep sleeper. They also have a unique way of marking their territory with scent glands, so their cage can get pretty smelly if not cleaned constantly. Alright, get ready for number 4 because this one is absolutely wild. This is the Serval cat. No, this is not just a big house cat with spots. This is a medium-sized African wildcat. They have incredibly long legs, a slender body, and huge ears. They look like a miniature leopard or a cheetah, and they are stunningly beautiful. Built for hunting in the tall grasses of the African savanna. Fundamentally a wild animal, not domesticated. Their instincts are still very much intact. They can jump up to 10 feet straight into the air and can run at speeds over 50 miles per hour. Your regular laser pointer game is not going to cut it with this animal. Owning a serval is an immense responsibility. Huge, secure outdoor enclosure, strong and safe. Custom-built containment can cost tens of thousands. You can't just let them wander around the neighborhood. Diet of whole prey, rodents, rabbits, birds. You'll need a dedicated freezer just for their food. And now for the number one weirdest legal pet that will make some of you run for the hills, the tarantula. Yes, people keep giant hairy spiders as pets and they absolutely love them. For a lot of people, this is the ultimate nope pet, the stuff of nightmares. But for a growing community of enthusiasts, tarantulas are fascinating, beautiful, and incredibly low-maintenance companions. What makes them so weird as a pet is obvious. They are giant spiders. Some species, like the Goliath bird eater, can have a leg span of up to 11 inches. That's the size of a dinner plate. They have fangs, they have venom, and they are covered in hair that they can flick at you if they feel threatened, which can cause itching and irritation. It's not a pet you cuddle with. However, the appeal for owners is their incredible diversity and beauty.